How to do, y'all? Tables here. It's been a few days since my last upload. I've been working on the build pretty heavily. We invested a lot of time this weekend getting everything together. We are currently level 97, and honestly, like, this build is as good as it was in 3.20. The build is actually considerably stronger by probably about 4 million DPS than it was from the actual in-game POB. And that's partly due to the fact that we spent a dev at like level 93. Oh no, we spent 2 dev and just did just a set of 5-way XP carries. Sat in there for about 30 minutes and it got me to 97. So we are we're pumping out probably about 24 million DPS right now. There's still a couple items that need to be upgraded, but for the most part, I feel fairly tanky. We're at about 60k effective HP, at least according to the POB when I brought it in. We're about 90 physical damage reduction. If I upgraded the 2 pieces that I need to upgrade, we'd probably be somewhere around 4,600 HP. And that would put us at somewhere around 5k effective, including our ES. But, you know, for the most part, we have incredible single target, incredible clear, 5 power charges now, thanks to being level 97. You can actually lean like even further into cast speed, but I kind of wanted the extra crit just to make Herald of Ice a little bit more consistent. Early defenses can be a bit troublesome. I was kind of having some issues doing legions and like reliably staying alive because they charge you and they jump on you and they throw out random projectiles. But once you get the in-game gem set up, that tends really to not be an issue at that point, because you are pumping out so much damage that they essentially die before you do. But as you'll see in one of these alvas, having the regen that we have, even with Righteous Fire, I think we're at like 550 plus regen with Righteous Fire, about 1500 to 1600, depending on how focused you've been with life regen on your gear without RF. You can see it really helps to save us when we get around that midpoint. Anytime we start to take heavy damage, that's not really going to one-shot us, but if we continue to take it, it will kill us. The regen really just is amazing for keeping us alive. I was able to actually start Righteous Fire before we made like the full in-game swap, and I used it in certain scenarios, like more or less during bosses, just to help kind of cut down the time that we really need to fight it. You know, the quicker you get a boss down, the less chance you have of dying to it. Like you see right there, we went down to probably about 25% HP, and the regen really helped to keep us alive. I love the Golem playstyle. Like, we're leaning very heavily into cast speed, which is partly what Arc needs. Arc needs good cast speed and a good decent amount of crit multi to, in my opinion, to feel really good. I think we're sitting at about 80% crit. The League Star version is pretty much 100, so we do lose about 20% crit, but we gain so much more in the way of like golem effects, like buff effects, and just raw damage, thanks to the fact that we can get damage, just pure raw damage, minion, you know, increased damage nodes or stats or whatever. Alva's been a breeze. Expedition's been a breeze. Legion's been a breeze. You know, the build's at the point, like, Maven's down, all the Watchstones are down. I'm really just interested in farming money for the next build. So if you guys have any suggestions, I would love to hear it. I'm a little bit torn about what we're going to do next. I haven't fully decided yet. I may try to tweak another build that is also full golems, but I constantly kind of want to do something different and probably lean a little bit further away from the Witch Ascendancy and see what kind of crazy wacky stuff that we can come up with. So but with that said, I want to briefly get into the gear. I don't want to keep you guys too long. This was just like some footage of a T16 map that I did in Cemetery to give you guys like some visuals of how well it's performing. And I gotta tell you, I mean, I got maybe 10 div in this build, and it really is just exceeding expectations for me. So with that said, it's gear time. Okay, well, here we are with the gear. Things are looking good. Level 97. We are at 1405 regen. Here's a look at our passive skill tree. This is what we have set up. You can go a couple of different options for your level 9, like between, you got about 4 points, right, from 93. So you can get this whole mental rapidity wheel if you like. It is nice for the mana regen, and it's about 18% cast speed, which is a pretty considerable amount. I opted to go for overcharge and then an extra socket. Ideally, if you wanted more health, you could go for a Watcher's Eye. I just didn't really see the point in spending any more div on the build because, it's doing everything it needs to do. So, I just rolled a very simple Hypnotic Eye Jewel. We did pick up Sadist as one of our Megalomaniacs. So as long as they're chilled, ignited, and shocked, they take a buttload more elemental damage. And we have that taken care of with 22 to 32 fire damage to spells. And because we crit, we then ignite. So we have all three covered. We're chilling because of Herald of Ice. So yeah, things are looking really good. Here's our flasks. These are about as good as I'm probably going to end up rolling them. I've probably spent 2,000 alterations trying to get at least a dual tier 2 crit flask, and I just haven't been able to hit it. But we do have some extra quality on this stuff. And then we have our main staff. We have our helmet with some guaranteed fire, damage penetration, always huge, cast speed, massive, love it. 21% increased buff effect by your golems is ridiculous. So good for our build. I'm pretty sure there's a better mod out there besides 21% increased armor, but this is what I ended up landing on. So I was like, whatever, we'll just keep it. We got Hardy, apply additional curse. Pick this up as just like a pure stat ring with the reses and the life that we needed. This Amethyst is one of the ones that we need to upgrade, but that's probably not going to happen. Like I said, the build's where it's at. I don't really see the point in upgrading it because we're going to need cast speed, dex, all res, plus life, and it's going to be a very expensive ring. Same boots as we had before. We upped our Chaos Golem buff effect to give us a little bit more of a cushion on our physical damage reduction. This chest piece, I rolled on ROG, if you can believe it. We hit just absolutely insane options on ROG. This is what it spit out. This chest piece is amazing. It's everything that we would ever want in the build. And it is part of the reason why we do have, with everything up, we do have a little bit of overhead on our physical damage reduction. So if you're curious as to what kind of in-game chest you should be looking for, I would look for something like this. Obviously, change out the res as you need for your specific build. Now, our Stygian buys, pretty basic. This is like an entry-level one. Obviously, T1 life would be the most ideal situation, as well as maybe some regen instead of the strength. It kind of depends on what your other pieces are. But a nice, juicy 120 health regen per second would be amazing. And then lastly, we have our gloves. These were like, I think I paid a div for these, and ideally this would, we could probably get away without the all res and just go double chaos to pretty much max us out. For chaos, I think we're at 35 in the positive right now. So we just need just a little bit more to really be truly safe from chaos. But we got some good armor, good res, good life regen. So that's it. The build is done. Level 97. Very, very, very happy with it. Oh, by the way, our in-game setup. Arc. Anomalous Inspiration. Anomalous Spell Echo. You could go Divergent if you wanted to for that extra third hit being really kind of insane. I just like this one because it gives more cast speed. Increased crit damage. Awakened Added Lightning. Super cheap, by the way. And then, and in power support, you could drop the 5.5 dev for an extra level that would give you +3. I leave that up to you guys. I didn't really see a point because I had this drop like super early in the league. I just leveled it up. I think max in power is like 1.5 dev. That's what I would do to start out. But if you're flush with currency, like pop for the tier 4 because you're probably going to use that in other builds too. So be looking on community posts on YouTube. I'll be putting up what my next build is going to be. I'm kind of leaning towards Galvanic Arrow, but also if you guys want to chime up in the comment section on something that you would like to see maybe, or if you have any suggestions on a build, I would certainly love to hear from you guys, as well as anyone who is using the build. If you have any questions, or if you want to tell me how your league is going with the build, I would love to hear you guys' experience with the Arc build. And that's it. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. I'll probably be streaming this week because I'm taking off for my birthday. My birthday's on Saturday. And so I'll be taking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. So I'm sure you guys will see me at some point. We'll definitely be doing a video between now and Monday. So yeah, have a good week, y'all. Thank you so much for watching these videos and liking. It really helps the channel, and it really puts a smile on my face. So kudos to you guys. I appreciate you guys very much, and y'all be good. Take care of yourselves.